You're a yummy butterscotch biscuit. PulseChain has everything for you. There are multiple crypto narratives going on right now. Forget about the FUD. Forget about the bad stuff. We know what's going on, friends. We have MemeCoin SuperCycle. We have StableCoin SuperCycle. We have the Bitcoin Treasury Bubble going on. We have a crypto IPO bubble as well. All these narratives going on. And guess what? PulseChain actually caters to all of them. I'm going to show you all of them right now. That's why I'm not worried. None of these are relevant unless you've got a cult. That's it, okay? If you don't have a cult, if you don't have passionate people, you're just one of the other dozens. There's over 100 useless blockchains out there that are never going to get mainstream adoption or people who care about it. PulseChain has everything for you, starting with StableCoin SuperCycle. How can you participate in StableCoin SuperCycle? pDAI. Now, it's a unique case. It's the most special participation of the StableCoin SuperCycle narrative because pDAI is an unstable coin. It went to zero twice. So it could go to zero again. That's why none of this is financial advice. And it did go to zero twice, right? And it was actually horrific. It was horrific to watch all of that. But maybe that's part of the process. Maybe it is. You see, when you're looking at something with such giant asymmetric upside, to me, friends, when you see 555,555x to $1 from the bottom, when you see something that went to zero once and then twice, and it survived and the price action is still alive, it increases the odds that it's going to go somewhere good. All right. Now, once again, none of this is financial advice. No crying in the casino. I'm telling you, StableCoin SuperCycle, you can participate in that narrative with pDAI because pDAI, the prophecy, which you don't know if it's going to come true, is that this unstable coin can find a path to $1 somehow. And through different mechanisms, peg. All right? Peg. That's the prophecy. We don't know if it's going to happen, though. We don't know. Once again, I mentioned to you thousands of times. Friends, I have said pDAI can go to zero so many times that AI, literally Grok and ChatGPT, when you ask the AI out there, who is the most bearish person on pDAI, they say your friend Somi. They say my name. Because of the amount of times I have said it can go to zero. It can go straight to zero. You can lose all your money. It's extremely volatile. It's extremely risky. So thank you, AI. Ass intelligence, we call it. Even if you don't believe in $1, just getting to 10 cents, man, that's a 50x. All right? So what do you think is going to happen? Red arrow or green arrow? The beautiful part is you get to participate in StableCoin SuperCycle. Okay, there are other things you can participate in. I've gone through them many times. Ethereum, general play. There's Chainlink. I think there's about a 10 or 13x towards top, I'm guessing, right? It's about 100 billion market cap. You can participate in MakerDAO, MKR. It's been showing strong price action, but it's pretty old. You know, it's third cycle now as well. You can participate if you want to buy stocks. You can buy CRCL, Circle. If you really want, you can go try participate in the Plasma blockchain, a stablecoin chain, which is backed by Tether. You can participate in Athena, ENA. There are different avenues to participate in the StableCoin SuperCycle out here. But yes, they don't really tickle my fancy because I'm looking for asymmetric upside. That's me, all right? So I'm telling you, it's the most unique part about it. That's why I started off with this strongest point because you can't actually get this anywhere else. Nowhere. You can also participate in Tron, by the way, Justin Sun. There's a lot of stable coins on Tron. Yeah, it's a stable coin chain pretty much as well. But yeah, nothing compares to this. Literally, not in my eyes, nothing. Okay, so that's why it's the strongest unicorn effect of all. All right. What about, friends, the MemeCoin SuperCycle? I mean, where do we start? Okay, you want to participate in MemeCoin SuperCycle? Firstly, memes are nothing without a potential cult that can grow into a religion. I mean, PulseChain, the whole chain is a freaking cult chain, and not occult, as in the Aborimon, Enochian circle, Satan worshippers. Not that. Cult as in cultured. You know, cult, it's a meme word, cultured, as in it becomes Just pretty much. It's a bunch of dudes yelling on the internet. And we got girls too. That's another strong part about PulseChain. There are a lot of girls, okay? Girls you would actually go. But when it comes to like other chains, you know, you don't have that department out here. So that's what makes it special. Now, back onto the memes. I mean, we got a lot, friends. We have all the Poker Center coins. Okay, I just listed PIKA out here. There's DickWifButt, you know, there's Poker Center coin. There's a lot. There's a lot of things to participate in MemeCoin SuperCycle. We have lots of flavors, and the community is still there. Of course, all of them are down. Why? Because PLS, the spear, is down. Once this goes up, everything cranks with it. I mean, a perfect example we saw the other day was when, remember that day when Ink flashed up 36%? Pulse went up 12, pDAI went up 12, DickWifButt went up 12. Everything pretty much went up 10 to 12 with it. Bang. And that was just pure liquidity rotation. It wasn't even rotating. That was just liquidity matching. Imagine what happens when everything starts to crank. And yes, the liquidity on these things is very thin. But I can tell you now, the communities are still there. I mean, this is PIKA out here. This is not, I don't think this is the full chart. I think the full chart is out there somewhere. But yes, they're all down 90, 95% just because PLS itself is down. But we've got plenty of stuff for the MemeCoin SuperCycle. What about the Bitcoin Treasury Bubble? All right. Bitcoin Treasury Bubble. Like, oh, what do we have on PulseChain there? We have pWBTC. Another unique play. pWBTC, the people's Bitcoin. Now, why is that a participation in the Bitcoin Treasury SuperCycle? It's because the Bitcoin Treasury SuperCycle, what does that involve? It involves companies leveraging themselves. So they're like selling equity, just basically selling parts of their body, just like ladies of the night, you know. But instead of selling like your belly button for an hour, we've all been there, they're selling equity. And instead of having to pretend to be someone's girlfriend for 45 minutes and be a shoulder for him to cry on, like most ladies of the night will have to deal with. It's called GFE, friends. Look it up. Instead of that, they're buying BTC. Okay. So who owns a lot of Bitcoin? Maybe Richard Hart. It would be nice if pWBTC matched, some say pegged its way to the Blackrock BTC. This is the pWBTC price, right? So yeah, it's a derivative play on it. Yeah. Now, of course, you're not buying into a company's stock, but why would you, bro? Why would you? Crypto was made so that you don't have to touch stocks. It is a way to participate in that because you got to think about it like this. The higher Michael Saylor gets FOMO into BTC, the richer they make Richard Hart. Okay, so that's what it is, right? So the higher they raise the Bitcoin price, the more collateral it's easier for Richard Hart to peg. All right. Now, all of this is totally guessing. Okay, I could be completely wrong. Frankly, I didn't give a shit. No one comes here and says to me, this is right and this is wrong. This is true. This is false. No one knows this stuff. We're all just totally guessing. That's my guess. All right. I'm guessing that, and we do have some blockchain evidence for this. Richard's rumored wallet has at least 30% of the pWBTC. There are only, see how Bitcoin has 21 million? pWBTC, there's only 150,000-ish, not 21 million. All right? So Richard's already got a third of that. He got like 40,000. Those are the known wallets. Imagine all the other ones we don't know. So it's more scarce than we think. Okay? And if you're in certain parts of Europe, you'd say scarce. Shout out to my baby dolls over there in Ireland. Okay? By the way, shout out to Carly. I miss you, sir. I miss you. Last time we spoke, friends, was talking about the elves. Okay. Oh man, we got some cracker UFO videos to go through, by the way. Have you been enjoying them, friends? I'm literally just let you know. Friends, we got edge here. We got edge. Real edge. Alright? Fundamental driving force factor edge. You can't quantify all of this. If you could quantify it, a lot of people like basically bleed it out. Okay? And everyone would do it. What about the crypto IPO bubble? All right. Oh, by the way, okay. For the Bitcoin Treasury SuperCycle bubble, yeah, some people would ask, hey, Tommy, what's the whole point of why would the people's Bitcoin, why would it even match Blackrock BTC? Well, I'm just reverse engineering Richard Hart. He knows watching my videos as well, Bitcoin is statistically special because Bitcoin is correlated to global M2, about a 90% correlation since 2013. Okay, altcoins follow the business cycle. Bitcoin follows the global M2. So when they turn on the money printer, Bitcoin sucks in more currency units than gold. Okay, ladies of the night, you know this too well. Some ladies of the night can suck a golf ball through a hose. Okay, Bitcoin can suck a lot of the world currency units into it on the bid. All right, so that's what makes Bitcoin statistically special. All right, now obviously we want this to continue forward. Remember, gold sucks in about 8% per year, whatever the real money inflation of the world. Bitcoin's growing. It's sucking in like 67% per year growth rate. Now it's going to go down over time. Used to be 200%, then 100%, then 90%, then 80. Now it's down to 67. Okay. So that's what makes it special, right? So it is advantageous for PulseChain if people's Bitcoin was the same price and lockstep moved with the Blackrock BTC, okay? Because that means whenever they buy Orange BTC, Blackrock BTC, the people's Bitcoin goes with it. Now, once again, why would that be advantageous? Well, we have, and it's going to move on to the next point, we have PulseX, which hands out the greenest token in crypto, Inc. Okay, and if there is bonding going on there, what you could do is invite hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars of Bitcoin liquidity to come into PulseX, bond with the people's Bitcoin and earn a yield. Because Blackrock BTC, there's no use case for it. Okay, you literally can't do anything for it. You're just hoping that number goes up, which is good. But what happens when number goes sideways for a very, very long time? Because people want to do stuff with their coins. They don't want to do stuff with them now because global liquidity is overpowering the business cycle. Eventually, when the business cycle goes up, people want to take on more risk. Okay. Also, in a bear market, remember, in a bear market, there are two kings. There's stable coins, and then there's Bitcoin. Everything else is poop, right? Because like I was showing you, friends, in the business cycle, when you look at it, I'll show you right here. Right here, yes. When the business cycle goes down, right? Usually global liquidity is going down with it. Usually, okay, that's what's happening. So if global liquidity is going down in crypto, USD becomes the beast. But then when the global liquidity starts to turn up, Bitcoin becomes the beast. Okay, so on the way down, you want to own. If global liquidity is going straight down, you don't want to be in crypto at all. You want to hold US dollars. But they eventually turn the money printers on again, which is what's happened every single cycle. That's the fiat system. Bitcoin recovers first, as we all know, right? It's been running 2023, all of 2024, half of 2025, So it would be, once again, I'm going to use that word, advantageous for somebody who used to live on top of a sandwich shop who might quack like a duck and is also named Greg the Duck. Okay, it would be very advantageous if the StableCoin SuperCycle narrative got pDAI to $1 and then the pWBTC matched Blackrock BTC. Because then in a bear market, you don't need to leave. You stay there. You've got your stablecoin and you've got your BTC. Oh my gosh. You don't need to leave. Do you understand the power here? Nobody else in crypto is building this, right? And it's even more fortified because it's a cult. You get it? Literally no one's building this, friends. No one. I might even say if Richard can pull this off, Justin Sun's going to be copying him straight away. Justin Sun's going to do something like this in the next cycle if it works. Now, remember I was talking to you about my next point. If you want to participate in the crypto IPO bubble, all right, what is a crypto IPO bubble? Well, IPO, initial poop offering. So companies sell their poop tokens, known as stocks, out there to poop enjoyers. That's everybody on the stock market. Well, I can do you one better. How about there was a token where there is literally decentralized share buyback equivalents? That's PulseX. Okay? It's literally got the word sex in it as well. Okay? Sex. Strawberries. Eggs. Xylophones. So when you buy a stock, you hope that eventually the company makes so much money that they start buying back your shares. All right? PulseX already does that. Isn't that wild? The token is getting more scarce every day. I mean, it's above user supply, 7% buy and burn already. It's above it. Now, you probably want to know, hey, why is the price not to the moon? It doesn't work like that, friends. As bull market heats up, it gets chewed up more and more and more and more. Okay? It's nice to know, though, this completely deflationary token gets chewed up as more activity appears. Big. Look, so friends, look at this, man. Like, I've just literally gone through all this. StableCoin SuperCycle, MemeCoin SuperCycle, Bitcoin Treasury Bubble, Crypto IPO Bubble. These are all the concurrent themes out here cranking. Now, by the way, if you enjoy lollipops, I know a lot of you do, okay? There's a couple of other stuff. You go, oh, but Sammy, what about real-world assets? Oh, tokenization. That is StableCoin SuperCycle. StableCoin SuperCycle is the biggest part of real-world assets. What's the biggest real-world asset? Stablecoins, US dollar bank accounts, treasuries. All of them are the same thing. Dollars. It's all the same thing. Okay. Now you might say, hey, but property is technically worth 200 billion. Yeah. No one cares about that stuff. That's for the XRP normie types out here. They keep trying to do the property tokenization stuff, but it's very, very hard. Okay. StableCoin SuperCycle, that's where it's at. Okay. Remember as well, the crypto IPO bubble as well. I mean, like this is a decentralized version of it as well. You know, you don't have to sit there and go, oh, the companies like Apple where they're saving cash or anything. No, it's actually just chewing up your tokens. And you're still early. PulseChain has not been listed on a tier 1 exchange. When it does, the volume goes up. There's leverage trading back and forth. Bitcoin and Ethereum's volatility goes up. So that cranking of the volume, the inventory arbitrage bots, they're going to go source their liquidity from PulseX, which is on PulseChain, and that's going to help even more of the volume. That's how early you are. So what if you want to bet on DeFi coming back? Well, Hex was one of the DeFi runners in 2020 cycle. So we have Hex, right? You want to bet on DeFi coming back? Yeah. Hex. Yeah. People want to earn yield, you know, store of value, whatever you want to attach to it. It's a cult, survive minus 99%. You know, Hex and pDAI share a lot of similarities. They share a lot of similarities, friends. They both pretty much went to zero and there's a community still there. What about if you like the color green? Well, join the club. We have incentive token. That's part of DeFi. You know, anything green moves. This is a reward token, handout. Yeah, they are called the yield 2 Ponzi farms, but that's why I said this thing might surprise people. It's also super deflationary or less inflationary now. Okay, the supply's been cut. What about if you're just generically into cults? Well, PulseChain is a cult chain. Okay, being a cult, remember everything starts off as a meme, right? Well, actually, everything starts off as a JPEG. Just put a logo out. There you go. It's just a JPEG. Yeah. Then you become a meme. And if you're good enough and you survive enough, you become a cult, which is culture. Yeah. You are culture somewhere. So the PokeChain, Poke Center, yeah, as it survives, becomes culture on PulseChain. Okay. With the GIFs, with the images. I got my Pokemon hats. Everyone's into Pokemon. Everyone's into Pokemons. Okay. Wait till we get AI and then you can have your cute little Pokemon that follows you everywhere and you talk to it. That's going to be fun. Imagine you just get to battle other people's AI. That'll be fun as well. See what I mean? So it's there. It's there. And it becomes culture of the chain. So that's why PulseChain's blue ocean area, because you don't have 50,000 things trying to become culture on PulseChain. You've only got a few. All of us believers. Right? If you go to Soylana, what's the culture? It's controlled by a few LA vape cabal and the prostitute cabals who are hooked in with the exchanges like Jupiter and Meteora, where the whole crypto industry just conveniently did not report that Jupiter and Meteora were the tentacles behind all the corruption and all the retailers getting rinsed. What a fantastic, convenient thing to leave out. And I wonder, is that because all the mainstream KOLs are turbo long Soylana and getting paid maybe by the Soylana Foundation or got ICO access? Yes to all of those. Okay, so highest value content in crypto. That's why I'm teaching you that, friends. And look, to be honest, friends, some of you've got some things to achieve in life. I can tell you right now, I've already achieved it. One of my greatest contributions was my poop pyramid. So I made a pyramid of poop to show you how the Soylana Exchange Cabal, Jupiter Meteora, are pooping down to the market maker, token sniper scammers, Kelsia Ventures, this dude named Nassim, who then once again, friends, just like, you ever watched that movie, The Centipede, Human Centipede, where they stitch everyone's mouths to everyone's butts, so everybody's just chugging on poop? Okay, well, this is what this is, okay? But who's at the back, okay? Who is at the back? It's you, all right? Yeah, so the market maker, token sniper scammers, they're pooping down in the Soylana influencer cabals. You've got all these cabals. You got the prostitute cabal, okay? This girl with the massive gums. You got pastor hair people. All of them, friends, see, even though we joke about them, they have, you know, friends, I've got, okay, there are some truths about this world. I do have, pound for pound, the straightest posture in the northern, southern, eastern, and western hemisphere, okay? And I have also record holding the sharpest elbows, okay? But I'll give you, I'll look, credit where credit is due. The Soylana influencer cabal people, all of them have the cleanest feet on earth. Because all of the trench dwellers, which is just a rainbow flag, homoerotic, mud wrestling oil contest, what we call the Soylana trenches, okay, as a joke there. They're not really trenches, okay? Okay, they enjoy performing fellatio on the feet of all these Soylana influencers, okay? They worship their feet, they're sucking their toes. It's like the style, friends. You ever seen that that AI of Trump kissing Elon's feet that they put in the government thing? Yes, that's all the Soylana Cabal people. They're joining these copy traders. They're like following RNG. They're getting rinsed over and over again. And they enjoy it. They love sitting in the hotel cuck chair and losing money. Okay, so that's pretty much how this is going. Well, guess what? The poop doesn't stop there. The poop goes down to you, you know? Remember, like, you have Dave Portsoy releasing Greed 2, and Greed 3. So it's funny from an entertainment perspective, but, you know, that's the other side of the coin here. That's a red ocean area. You see that big poop pyramid? Okay, we don't have that on PulseChain. Now, I'm just going to be honest, okay? If PulseChain got popular enough, there will be a red ocean poop pyramid cabal. There will be, okay? But that's like everything on this world. Not everybody's special. It's not like everyone has different morals or anything on compared to everyone else, right? It's just like countries on the land, friends. Like for example, all the Americans who left England to go actually discover Americana, you know, were they different people? Maybe their blood was a bit different. Maybe they had a bit of engineering spirit, but like, it was the same thing. It was literally the same humans. It's just they went to go start the land of opportunity, the land of the free. They went to Americana. They found orange juice trees. They found corn, right? They found a lot of things over there. Christopher Columbus. You get it? So PulseChain's a blue ocean chain. No one's looking. And another way you want to do these maths in your head, friends. So at any point in time, whatever the daily users are, you're competing with 1% of people who are active and smart. 1%. Okay. So if something has, like Soylana, you know, Soylana, for example, has 150,000 daily users on PumpFun. So if you do 1% of that, that is 1,500 people who are top tier smart, who are faster than you. They're like, they know whose toes are going to get sucked next. They know when the prostitute cabal is going to do a fake stream mention of a new coin. They know when Ansoy is going to grift or talk about the next 100% tax token. Like they're in the know. They're insiders. Okay. So it's a red ocean area. Think about it. Out of 150,000 people, you have 1,500 literal insiders who are smarter than you, faster than you. PulseChain doesn't have 150,000 daily users on one application. Okay, we've got just 10,000 people for the whole freaking chain. So if you do 1% of that, that's only 100 people. Okay, 100 people. That is nothing. You see how much easier it is? Would you rather compete against 100 people or 1,500? Obviously, 100 people. There are less eyeballs. Do you get it? If anybody, friends, anybody who's like, friends, I've scalped many markets, traded many markets. You just want to go to where no one is. That's it. You're not super special. When there's too many people, they're willing to take on more risk for less edge. Okay? That's what ends up happening. PulseChain's a blue ocean chain. And there's multiple conferences per year, which is like, it's a cherry on top. It's like the fundamental driving forces, it makes it easier to believe. Like, not only am I just saying these words, you have a PulseChain conference, you have a Hex conference, you have a PulseX conference. We had a Vegas tour, Las Vegas, okay? Not the found Vegas, the lost Vegas. Not to be confused with those two. You see, that's not a dead chain, man. Yeah, you might say it looks like a bunch of copers who are trying to sell their bags. I get it. That's what it looks like when the price is down. Yeah, but that's what people said about Bitcoiners when Bitcoin was down 85% twice in 2015 and then in 2018. You know, people only respect the news after the price goes up anyway. And most people are poor, so fuck them. You know, who cares what most people's opinions are in markets? They have friends, the average person has a financial IQ of 70. You can't go around listening to people. I don't. Okay. Oh yes, I hear what they say. I analyze what they're saying. You know, you have to test yourself, right? Sometimes, friends, also it helps. This is what I do. I go, okay, what tokens do I like? Okay, let's call them a scam. How do I feel? Okay, pDAI, you're a scam. You're going to zero for the third time. PulseChain, you're a scam. Richard scammed us. Jim Rat Crypto was right. Everything's a scam. It's all going to zero. Just say that, okay? Internally, am I laughing or do I have fear? You know? Well, internally, I'll tell you right now, friends. I had a kebab and I don't think those are new onions. So internally, I've got bubble guts. But also, I'm laughing. I don't have fear. Oh no, I got scammed. I actually don't feel that way, okay? Friends, remember when Richard came and fudded pDAI? Yeah, I relinquished my bags and I thought about it. And like 30 minutes later, I wrote like an apology message to my friends. I go, hey man, sorry, I don't think it's working. I think we lost big time on this one. Very sad. But I dwelled on it for 30 minutes. I'm like, wait. This does not feel good. I feel like I've done the losing trade here. This is just, I've been in markets for 10 years, friends. That's what it feels like, you know? So I can't explain it, okay? It's just something about how my nipples are just being an antenna, trying to find the path, the way, the truth, the light. Best of all, you're still early. We're not listed on any tier 1 exchange yet. Join PulseChain today or forever be soy. So we have access to all these narratives that are concurrent and going on here. Now, here's the thing. Most people, of course, the thing is, even though they're narratives, no one's going to think about it. Like when people say StableCoin SuperCycle out there, like when Ivan says StableCoin SuperCycle or Crypto Bands says StableCoin SuperCycle, they're not thinking pDAI. Yeah? They're not thinking pDAI. But why is that? Is it because they have high levels of soy? Could be. Could be. Okay? Ask for a blood test result. Demand a blood test result from your favorite KOLs. I want to see their blood type. Okay? I will bet you most of them have a blood type S for soy. Protein dye, okay? When the price goes up, people start to attach things to it, friends. It's reflexive. Shout out to Kyle the Pulsican. I'm not selling. I like these logos, by the way. Nice, crisp, clear. pDAI, the crypto revolution. I think Mr. Hex Jam Hex made this. This is really cool. You don't have these cool, by the way, you don't have fans. Just like, look, if you have any children in the room, please ask them to leave. Because I'm going to show you something which might scare you and them. Okay? I'm going to give you 2 seconds. 1, 2. This is the Igon Layer logo. Now, friends, I don't apologize for much. I just want to say I'm sorry. If you've had a full meal recently, I am sorry to show you this. This is the Igon Layer logo. This is an Ethereum Layer 2. Okay? I don't know what this is. It belongs in the original Nintendo version of Zelda. I don't know what this is, bro. Is this a tree sprite? I don't feel anything for your little black and white tree sprite logo, bro. I don't even know what it is. Friends, no one in Igon Layer is trying to kill each other. You know what I mean? No one cares, bro. Right? And by the way, it's literally named Igon. That's what happens to your money if you put money in there. It's gone. Okay? See, no one cares about no one cares about those logos, dude. You care about this, okay? Even if you hate it, you love to hate it. What about Hex? You love to remember it. What about PulseX? I mean, it's got the word sex in it, okay? What about Ink? Greenest logo in crypto. No one cares about this other stuff, man. Literally nobody cares. Crypto's about network effects. It's not about what you think is cool or what I think is cool. Do people care about it? If yes, okay, move on to the next path. Continue on. Igon layer. Does anyone care about it? No. Okay. Next chain. Shout out to DickWifButt Army. No mention of DickWifButt. Okay. I have mentioned it, sir. Also, you got to remember, when I do these posts, I can't tag too many things. Twitter punishes you if you do too many $ tags. So that's why, like, you know, there's a whole list of stuff out here. Just see, friends, we have an abundance of coins. I can't even start naming them because I'm like, oh crap, if I name 3, I gotta name 50. See what I mean? That's not a dead chain. That's an alive chain. Who's the final boss, though? I thought each one was the final boss. I was like, oh no, Maria. Uh-oh. Oh, Richard, he's definitely the final boss. And then, no, the season writer's like, no, that's not the final boss, bro. Here's Catty. And we're like, Catty? Where'd she come from? Final boss after final boss. They weren't the final bosses, friends. There's one more final boss.
It's pretty funny. It's like I'm like the final boss.
Who's the final boss? You don't have these stories on these other chains, man. And they're dirt cheap, you know? So at this point, I don't give a shit, bro. Send it to 0. Send it to negative numbers. I don't care. I don't care. I've done all the checks. The price goes lower, we get more conferences. Explain that for me. Price goes lower, people come out to defend it more. That's not like, oh, I'm worried now. It's like, oh, wow. I feel sorry for you if you're selling. Because you're never going to get this again. Ain't no way in hell. PulseChain really does have everything. But the price has to go up, okay? But we need Ethereum to go up. But, yes, we need the business cycle. Yes, okay, but if you play for a world where the business cycle never recovers, go buy the government bonds, go buy gold, go sit in stable coins. Good luck. That's all I'm saying, okay? You can go participate for that. I am not going to participate for the world. That's a world where cuckolds are running rampant free and that nothing ever recovers. You're basically saying this time is different, okay? I don't think this time is different. I think the business cycles are going to recover. This is an undersized Jigglypuff hat. You're my friend. Like, subscribe, belly button, or join PulseChain. Catch you soon.